In the heart of ancient Israel, there was a box. Not just any box, but a golden chest, carved from acacia wood, overlaid with pure gold, and crowned with two cherubim, whose wings stretched toward each other like a divine embrace. This was the Ark of the Covenant, and it wasn't just sacred, it was dangerous, mysterious, and alive with the presence of God. Today, we journey into the mystery of the Ark, not as archaeologists chasing relics, but as seekers of meaning, because the Ark wasn't just a container, it was a throne, God's throne on earth. The story begins in the wilderness. The Israelites had fled Egypt, crossed the Red Sea, and now camped at the foot of Mount Sinai. There Moses ascended into the cloud of fire and thunder, and received not only the 10 Commandments, but blueprints, divine instructions for a sanctuary, and at its center the Ark. Exodus 25:10 describes it in detail. A chest 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 wide, 1.5 high. Inside, the stone tablets of the law. Later, a pot of manna and Aaron's staff that budded. But above it all, the mercy seat, a golden lid flanked by cherubim, where God said, "There I will meet with you." This wasn't symbolic. It was literal. The Ark was a meeting place between heaven and earth. The Ark didn't just sit in a temple. It moved. It led. It fought. When the Israelites marched around Jericho, it was the Ark that went before them. When they crossed the Jordan River, the waters parted as the priests stepped in carrying the Ark. And when Uzzah touched it carelessly, he died instantly. The message was clear. This was not a relic. It was holy. Imagine a box so sacred, so electric with divine presence that it could bring victory or death. The Ark was not a metaphor. It was a manifestation. In ancient Near Eastern culture, kings sat on thrones. But Yahweh, the God of Israel, chose something different. He chose the Ark. The cherubim weren't decoration. They were throne guardians. In visions, prophets like Ezekiel and Isaiah saw God enthroned above cherubim. The Ark was a microcosm of even a portable throne room. And once a year, on Yom Kippur, the high priest entered the Holy of Holies and sprinkled blood on the mercy seat, not as a ritual, but as a transaction. Atonement. The Ark was the place where justice and mercy collided. Then, suddenly, it vanished. After the Babylonian conquest, the Ark was never mentioned again. Some say it was hidden beneath the Temple Mount. Others believe it was taken to Ethiopia. Still, others think it was destroyed. But maybe the Ark didn't disappear. Maybe it transformed. Because centuries later, another carpenter's son walked the earth. And he didn't carry the Ark, he became it. Jesus, the Word made flesh, became the new meeting place between God and man. His cross became the new mercy seat. His resurrection, the new covenant. So what does the Ark mean today? We live in a world of noise, of distraction, of digital altars and algorithmic idols. But the Ark reminds us that God doesn't dwell in pixels or platforms. He dwells in presence. Your heart can be a holy of holies, your life a sanctuary. The Ark teaches us that God is not distant. He is enthroned in the midst of his people, not in gold, but in grace. And here's the twist. You are now the carrier of the covenant. Just as the Levites bore the Ark on their shoulders, you carry the presence of God into your workplace, your family, your city. The Ark has fascinated Hollywood too. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's portrayed as a weapon of divine wrath. And while the film is fiction, the fascination is real. Why does the ark still captivate us? Because deep down, we crave transcendence. We long for a place where heaven touches earth. The ark is that longing, carved in gold. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians that we are temples of the Holy Spirit. That means the ark isn't lost, it's relocated. Into you. You are now the mercy seat, the place where forgiveness flows, the throne where God reigns not in judgment, but in love. So when you forgive someone, you echo the ark. When you show mercy, you reenact Yom Kippur. When you carry hope into a broken world, you become a Levite. The Ark of the Covenant was never meant to be buried. It was meant to be carried. So carry it. Carry the presence of God into your Monday morning, into your late-night doubts, into your relationships, your dreams, your failures, because the Ark isn't just a box, it's a throne, and the King still reigns. This is faith unfolded, where ancient truth meets modern life. If this episode stirred something in you, share it, subscribe, and above all, carry the ark.